And sitting for a little bit longer can sometimes be really lovely. Like very often, I recommend starting with just 3 deep breaths as a meditation, 5 minutes as a meditation. But sometimes it takes a while for a mind to settle. So these longer forms of being able to sit together can be really supportive. And if you need to, step away for work or taking your kids somewhere, whatever it is, just make sure you're taking care of yourself. And as we're getting situated, I'm just going to name that we've been working with the koshas this month, and we'll continue this month with the koshas. The kosha, the word kosha in Sanskrit means sheath or vessel. And we're taught in the yoga philosophy that we exist within 5 of these sheaths. And very often we're oriented to the physical. That's the first, that's the outer sheath. In certain traditions, it's called the garment that we wear. And it's just simply a garment that we wear. And there's so much within us that's so much more than just the body. And so it's really important that we tend to this physical form, this most obvious outer sheath, this vessel that we get to live within. And that's where we very often begin our meditation practice. We choose a focal point within our body because our body is always present. Our mind moves, our emotions move, our energy moves, but just the presence of our body is a beautiful place to begin. And because our body is nature, right? The food that we eat becomes the human that we are, the part that we can see. So we're just this experience of nature, this expression of nature. And it is our nature to be abundant. It is our nature to be connected. Just think about how we're always connected to gravity. And so there's many parts in our meditation practice where we can just watch the wisdom of our body. We can let our mind rest and just continue to dive into the beingness of our body. That's why our meditation is 3 simple parts. We choose a focal point someplace in our body. We return to it again and again because invariably our mind is going to move. And then the third part is to be as kind to ourselves as possible in the process. So rather than like, oh man, I'm so tired today, that's so frustrating, those thoughts may come, but we're inviting in some softening. Like, oh yeah, that's right. It's okay that I'm sleepy, or it's okay that my mind is a little busy today. So my body is right here, and I'm just practicing being in my body. And that makes it a little simpler, takes away any pressure that we're supposed to be a certain way after we meditate. And with all of that, I'm just going to invite you to settle into your body. Maybe you've already made some neck rolls. You're welcome to make movement. Maybe just shimming your hips a bit so you can settle a little deeper into your cushion. And closing your eyes can be really supportive. Our vision takes up about 65 to 80% of our sensory awareness. So just softening your vision can sometimes soften that external gaze. We're always looking forward. So you can pause and look a bit inward. How am I feeling this morning? What am I noticing? And then instead of judging any feelings or noticings, we're just tending. I notice I'm a little sleepy today. Maybe I want to lean forward so I've got a bit of alertness. Maybe I want to get a little cozy and tuck my knees into my chest and settle in a little deeper. Maybe I want to use one of my hands to massage the side of my neck, just giving myself that little bit of tenderness and tending. Just remembering there's no right or wrong way to set yourself up. It's just looking for support, looking for tending. And at some point, just starting to watch your breath come and go. You find you're still adjusting your body, or maybe you're starting to settle into stillness. remembering there's no rush. It's one of the beautiful parts about meditation is we start to slow down. And when we look at these five bodies that we exist in, the outer three layers are very often something we can do. We can do something with our physical form. As our second body is our energy body. We might exercise. We might go to a yoga class to move our energy and to move our physical form. Talking moves our energy. Resting moves our energy. And we might enhance our energy by something like a breathwork practice, or by taking in something like a little bit of caffeine, or a little bit of laughter. And then our third body is our mental body, it's often called. It's a translation from the Sanskrit as mental body. And our mental body includes our thoughts, our emotions, and our impressions, sense memory, our planning for the future. And there's some doing, there's a lot of action that can be taken in those first three bodies. But our final two bodies are innermost parts. It's our wisdom body and then our bliss or our joy body. And our wisdom body is different than the knowledge body or the thought body. And those inner two require a slowing down and a beingness rather than a doing. And because we're very often doing oriented and we get accolades for taking action and being productive, very often we focus on those three outer bodies. In our meditation, or when we're in a moment of deep connection with a loved one, or when we're resting purposefully and enjoying the rest, we start to tap into our wisdom body and our bliss and joy body. And so this slowing down that we're doing, the stillness that we're practicing, and sometimes it feels unfamiliar because so much of the day we're doing. So reorienting into the beingness, it takes practice. And that third part of our meditation of being kind to ourselves in the process is so important because sometimes it can almost feel counterintuitive to slow down, especially when you're busy. There's an old Zen story many of you have heard me share, but the essence of it is if you have 20 minutes a day to meditate, excellent. If you're too busy and you don't have 20 minutes, then you should meditate for an hour. And so it's this idea that we're inviting in more slowness when we're the most busy. It's not always easy to carve out the time. Just practicing a little gratitude that you've shown up today so that you can let your physical form and your energy body and your thinking body to just rest for a few moments. So you can enliven your wisdom body and settle deeply into your bliss body, finding these tiny moments of joy. Just that joy of being able to take a breath. Just remembering how important our breath is. As we just continue to notice breath, just breathing teaches us about those five koshas, these five vessels that we exist within. We have the three outer layers that can be more action oriented or more doing. We have the two inner that are more resting, more stillness. But all five layers need both. And we can watch that wisdom in our breath, the action of breathing in and the non-action of breathing out. There's nothing we need to do to breathe out. Certainly you can brace your core and you can push your air out. There's literally nothing we need to do to exhale, just soften. And so we watch this process of action and non-action, doing and being, and creating movement and inviting stillness. And just watching our breath do this natural wisdom. And we can just be here in the process of it, just appreciating how our body breathes for us. Perhaps even thanking the trees and the greenery, even though there's not a lot of greenery left in West Michigan. But all of those beings out there have created this oxygen that we breathe currently right now. This natural action and non-action in our breath, this natural giving and receiving. It's this abundant nature of reciprocation in our breath. And we just get to watch it settling into our joy body, settling into our wisdom body. And just being with your breath. Presence of our bodies, an invitation to come back again and again and again. Just noticing where our mind is headed or where our mind went and not judging any of that. Oh yeah, my mind wandered off. Oh, my mind brought some joyful memory. Oh, my mind brought something that's making me feel a little anxious. And instead of continuing to follow the story or the thought, we just start tending to the feeling in the present again. Oh, I notice my jaw tensed up a little. Where can I soften? I noticed I can feel this expression of a soft smile on my face. Can I enjoy that? We don't need to follow the story or push it away. We're just inviting our mind to rest in our wisdom body and noticing these tiny moments of ease and joy. It's not elation, it's not those big things, it's this tiny moment. It's like, oh, my hands feel a really comfortable temperature. It feels really lovely. Can I just appreciate that simplicity? And sometimes our mind wants to say, oh, my hands are really cold though. My feet are cold and my knee hurts. And then we notice that. And then instead of judging that, I'm just, oh, my knee needs a little tending. Okay. Let me tuck my hands into my pockets or wrap them around each other. It's just noticing and tending. It's appreciating those small joys and tending to the things that need tending. And remembering too that we are just made of nature. We have a big, beautiful brain that can make all kinds of decisions and create and connect. That's just maybe 2 to 4% of us. There's about 97% of us that's just a soft animal body. Very often, this body wants a little more rest in the winter, has a little more energy in the spring. It's just how nature is. It helps us soften these kind of judgments. I should be more productive. Or any of the things that come to our minds when our mind gets busy and takes us out of the present. We're just returning again and again to this soft animal body, tending to your physical form, noticing your energy, appreciating your thinking mind, your emotions, the sensations that are telling you what needs tending. I'm also settling into stillness so those outer three bodies can rest and I can hear my intuition. I can listen to my wisdom body. And perhaps one of the most beautiful, ease-giving parts of knowing that our bliss body, our joy body is inside. That means we don't have to take action to get to it. We can let go of that idea of this, if this happens, then I'll be happy. Because joy exists right here. Even when I'm in a deep season of sorrow and there's changes that are happening that are breaking my heart, Within that broken heart is still my joy body. And I can still appreciate the delight of being able to take a deep breath, even in the midst of the pain of a broken heart. So our meditation practice teaches us to hold both. And it just comes in moments. Holding ourselves in tenderness when a pain comes up, whether it's physical or emotional. Just holding with tenderness for as long as is needed, until we can unhook from that thought and we notice, oh yeah, it does feel really nice just to let my shoulders soften as I exhale. And just finding this balance of pain and ease, efforting and softening, action and non-action. Just breath by breath. And anytime we get stuck in some difficulty, some gripping thought, it's bringing us some challenge, or feeling some physical pain. Just watching the way that our breath naturally changes can be so supportive, because our mind can get stuck on this anxiety is forever, this pain is forever, this relationship that's difficult is forever, because our brain likes concreteness, likes to hang on, but our bodies are so wise, we know we need to let go. We can't inhale forever, that's not sustainable, and we would lose the life that we have. We can't exhale forever. Our body is so wise in knowing that change is necessary. We probably all heard that every 7 years at the cellular level, we are completely different. If I spend a week on a mountain, because my body is 70% water, at the end of those 7 days, I am more the mountain stream than I am the concreteness of who my mind thinks I am. Just watch the softening as your body breathes, especially on the days that feel difficult. Give yourself permission to let go of trying to figure out or fix anything. Just take some moments to watch the wisdom of your body. It's actioning and non-actioning, expanding and softening. It's that wise balance of effort and rest. In these last moments here, I'll share a reading. This is a poem called I Practice. I practice listening to the trees, and beyond just the sounds of the last birch leaves barely rubbing withered edges, or the branches creaking as they settle with a new snowfall. I listen deep into the nameless. I listen beyond the birds and the slowly freezing stream and the horses stomping in the distance. I practice. I listen. I hear the earth say, place your belly on mine and your head on this curved rock. A long ago river, rushing, carved her just so that you can abide here and practice. My mind wandered about the sorrow of the ever shallowing stream, or the anticipation of summer's heat on her rock, or the despair of creatures gone, never to return again, or the healing of the spring rains that I fear may or may not come. Come sit, was her response. I created this hill at the edge of this meadow, this cradle made of damp earth and wise roots, so you can observe, practice, listen, just be. Abide in me as I abide in you. We can share stories of sorrow and joy and suffering and healing, and without words, beyond comparison and fitting in and trying. Here in this space, we are not separate, and we know each other's pain and sweetness in your body and mine. With that, I'll invite you to bring your hands into any of your closing habits or practices. Stacking hands over your heart, palms together. Just taking a moment to thank yourself just for showing up today. And then we'll end with a few loving kindness phrases. This metta practice of just giving yourself your own well wishing. You can repeat the phrases back as they make sense for you. May I give myself permission to slow down today? May I look for glimmers of appreciation today? May I be gentle with myself and offer that gentleness to the world. And when action is needed, may I choose to move with ease and peace. Take your time. Just whenever you feel complete, you can open your eyes, find a little bit of movement in your body. Just again, taking that time just to thank yourself for showing up.